everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello. I just got home from my piano lesson. I'm about to settle in. It's Friday. It's chilly in my place, so I'm gonna put on a proper sweater, but I like this shirt. It's got little black cats on pumpkins, and I forgot I had it. I saw it the other day and I was like, oh wait, I gotta wear this. I gotta wear this Halloween shirt. So I can now make use of it for most of the rest of October and a little bit of November. Anyways, hi, welcome to another weekend vlog. This weekend I have nothing going on. God, I'm so happy about that. I don't know if anyone else is like this. If you are diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or suspect that you have anxiety, depression, but if you are ever of the opinion when you're at the end of your tether and you're like, I can see myself having a full-blown breakdown if something else goes wrong. That's where I'm currently. That's where I'm at. I'm in a good mood, but I can feel it at the end of the night. Occasionally I'm like, if something happens in the next week, I will have a breakdown because I'm at the end of my tether. And I think that's kind of just par for the course. But that's where I'm at. And I'm in a good mood right now, and it's the weekend, so maybe I need to take a day off. Maybe I need to do that. Anyways, yeah, what am I going to be reading this weekend? Because I don't have anything going on. I don't know what I'm going to be reading. I have not read anything, it feels like, in weeks. I just am not in a reading mood, which is so unfortunate. But okay, so I had a really big October TBR, which I haven't read anything on. I did speed read the last bit of Relics. I'm done my reread of that, so that's off my plate. But I've only read 3 books in October, and it is October 18th today. I'm just not in the mood to read, I guess. But yeah, I also haven't written anything. So this weekend, goals: 1, write again in a favorite fae, pick it back up, try to get back on the horse. 2, read something. Something. It's October 18th. I need to look at a calendar because I want to organize kind of a vloggy type situation where I read a lot of my thrillers. So let me see here. What do we got coming up? So 18th, 19th. Ooh, next weekend would be really good for that because that's the lead up to Halloween. But I didn't want it to necessarily be a weekend vlog. I wanted it to be a separate vlog. So, I mean, I could do it as the week of Halloween leading up to the 1st, which is the Friday. I could do that. I don't need to read any of my thrillers. At the moment, what am I in the mood for? Am I in the mood for something cozy? Am I in the mood for something epic? I don't know. I did get a couple library books. So let me sit here and let's talk about this. So the library books that I got this week are The Death I Gave Him by M.X. Liu, which, very intrigued by this. I don't know why, but it just seems fun. It's a 21st century Hamlet. I want to read that. And then I also got India Holton's The Ornithologist Field Guide to Love, which is light academia, which gives a very lighthearted vibe. So either I'm going, I feel like I could go either fully epic fantasy type situation. I could do just random, whatever this ends up being, or I could do cozy. I could do a cozy weekend. I don't know though. I really don't know. This is not helping. Because my cozy, I could do literally anything. I have so many different cozy books. I now have this bad boy, this India Holton. I also have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, Phoenix Keeper. I have Rewitched, and I have Love at First Lance. All of these, they're all written by white people too, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie, because I want to diversify things. Could do A Sorceress Comes to Call. I feel like I should do that. I also have The Truth of the Aleke, which is the sequel to The Lies of the Ajungo, which would be a very quick read if I wanted to do that. I also kind of really want to read this one, Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist. I wanted to keep it closer to Halloween, but if I'm doing my thriller week around Halloween, then this is probably best to do now. And I do want to read Blood of the Old Kings as well. I also have these 2 romances that I could dive into. I feel like these are going to be good November reads for some reason. I don't know. I also have The Principal Moments. I have Favorite Star, Mirrored Heavens. I have so many. I have dragon books. I have other books on that side of things. I don't know. But what I do know is that I have an addiction to Criminal Minds. and I'm now in season 14. Last week I was in season 12. So if that gives you any indication how much I've watched, it's a little abhorrently large of amount of things. I've watched Criminal Minds instead of writing or reading, and that's kind of just where my mental state is at. Okay, I think this is an interesting situation. Potentially these, including this one, because I love me some light academia vibes. These are potentials. We'll see what the vibe is. Maybe I'll read something. I love the color scheme of this. I'm not gonna lie. Like the orange, red, the oranges into the purples is vibey. So I think these are the options for this weekend, but I have a million options otherwise. So we'll find out. Anyway, so yeah, read at least one thing and work on a favorite fae. That is the goal for this weekend. Nothing else, because I don't have anything else on the go. I don't have anything else on my plate. I just need a weekend to do nothing and relax and become one with my couch, as you guys know. But yes, my friends, welcome to another vlog. I'm gonna go get a sweater on, get these jeans off, and then eat some dinner because it's 7, just about. Probably queue up another episode of Criminal Minds and see where this evening takes me. Let's do a fucking vlog. Hello friends, happy Saturday. I am here just making some dinner. I made a soup Wednesday or Thursday night and I've just been making my way through it. It was a soup with ham and turkey leftovers from Thanksgiving, so I'm happy about that, and I'm making a grilled cheese to go with it, and I've just been feasting for days, so that's what I'm currently doing. But I want to pop in and say hello. I just dropped my pasta in my butter. That's fine. Has to finish. Started and finished A Sorceress Comes to Call today, and it was pretty good. It was fine. It wasn't my favorite T. Kingfisher, but it was definitely better than some of the recent ones I've read by her. Not Paladin's Grace, I don't think. There were some moments where I did indeed chuckle. We love that. It's not as witty or as bantery as a usual T. Kingfisher, but I think that's simply because our main character was a 14-year-old girl who was extremely, extremely abused by her mother. So definitely warning for that. Her mother is a sorceress, and her mother can like take her over, essentially, like make her completely obedient, controls everything that Cordelia does, basically. And the whole story is essentially the sorceress like trying to get this man to marry herself. Like Cordelia is like 14, not her mom. Her mom is trying to get a wealthy man to marry her for some means, I don't know, some of her crazy ass means for some reason, but it basically, it felt like a Jane Austen novel mixed with fantasy. Like it had the witticisms. It's like something that Janie would write if she was alive today, kind of. Like it's what I imagine that her books would evolve into if she was still alive. I don't know. That's a weird way to explain it, but definitely a good time. It definitely had that like older feel, Victorian era vibe. Kind of reminded me of like an evil stepmother trying to ingratiate herself into a story, kind of like Cinderella would be, but like a little backwards, because girly Cordelia is her daughter and is mixed with this magic of this manipulative sorceress. And we also follow the sister of the man that the sorceress has her eyes on. And Hester is in her 50s, and it just reminds me how much shut up. My grilled cheese machine is clicking. It's heating. It's hot. Hester, it just reminded me, like reading her POV reminded me so much of how much I love reading older protagonists. Like she's in her 50s. She's got a bad knee and she desperately loves this man that she basically said no to a decade ago, and he still desperately loves her. Like it gave me almost Persuasion vibes by Jane Austen, like their romance and their love story. So it did have a little bit of romance to it, and the characters were just great. I really enjoyed that. Cordelia, I wish we had seen her gain more teeth. Let me unplug you, thank you. Just a little bit more something, but I am proud, weird to say about a fictional character, but I'm proud of how much she like grew and changed throughout the novel. So I definitely enjoyed it. I don't think I've really seen anyone else like talk about A Sorceress Comes to Call. I feel like someone mentioned in a comment on one of my TikToks that they were disappointed by it, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite T. Kingfisher, but I still enjoyed it, which, you know, is great. And also, I did get asked, I'm gonna start this and walk away because the microwave is loud, but I got asked by Erin M. Evans to be part of writing about dragons and shit, because they were discussing on their Discord. I'm in that because of course I am. One of my favorite authors, favorite books of the year, favorite books of all time kind of vibe, right? So of course I am. They were talking about, she specifically was talking about how they needed a third person because B. Dave was looking like he couldn't do the book club because he's very busy in October. And so I was like, after a bunch of people had like suggested other people, she came back and said like, the people I've asked, reached out to, all can't or aren't into it, or like, or just don't want to. Like, do you guys have any more suggestions? And I was like, what if, what if you got a reader to sit in? Because I'm sure you'd find like offering like basically in my head like a rotating cast of being like, I'm sure you could find readers literally in this Discord who would be more than happy to come in and discuss the book. And then they were like, oh, that's something, Erin was like, oh, that's something I'll discuss with Trevor. And today I got a message from Erin privately that was like, would you be interested in being our third? And she's like, we wanted someone who would be upbeat, who would be, you know, a really good person to talk about with craft and like actually writing, and we think you'd be a good fit. And I was like, me? So I'll let you guys know how that goes and like any updates, but I'm freaking out. It's gonna be so fun. And my best friend from high school FaceTimed me today and she's engaged. And I immediately burst into tears. I burst into tears. So it was a great day. It's been a really good day. And in about 15 minutes, we're doing like a virtual movie night to celebrate my friend Yelene's birthday. Quite late, it was at the beginning of October, but I guess it's not that late. It's the 19th, it was 10 days ago, 11 days ago. Hers is the 8th of October, but I'm gonna just set up myself in my desk, put my headphones on and do that. But I figured I'd probably eat first so that if I wanted popcorn with the movie, which I kind of do, I could make popcorn a little later. But yeah, what a day. What a day. Read an entire book, got invited to do a podcast, friend got engaged. What a fucking day. Anyways, I'm gonna eat and I'll enjoy my movie night, but one book down. And I basically have already completed the goals of this weekend, which were to read something and work on A Little Luck, which I did. A Little Luck. Work on A Little Luck is on my mind because it's also A Little Luck's 1-year anniversary today. Jesus. But yeah, I worked on a favorite fae. There we go. Yesterday, got 900 words down. It was a kind of a stickier scene. The scene wasn't something that I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it because I knew what I had previously written wasn't quite it, and I wanted to pull in the tension a little more between the two characters. So it was like I just don't know what to do with this scene. So 900 words is pretty good. Hopefully later tonight, once movie night is over, I will get more work done on a favorite fae. So goals basically complete for the weekend, and it's just a matter of more weekending at this point. But yes, I will chat to you guys a little later. I'm gonna enjoy my soup and my grilled cheese. But yeah, happy Saturday. we tackle the main room, which is giving me anxiety. This is where I exist. It's a lot, so ignore those. These are going to be donated, and that's going to be a return. But I no longer have a giant pile of clothes in the corner of either of these. So that's just a mat that I'll have to figure out what to do with. So, iconic, clean. Hello. All right. I think I'm gonna sit for a second and have a coffee, but it's next. I am a sweaty mess. And there are some things that I probably could do. Like I could probably work more on my office, but the main things on my office, aka my dining room table, but the main things was like cleaning up the floor because there was so much stuff here that I didn't see on the regular unless I was sitting there. And then this is kind of cleared. I removed the stacks of books. I got Jazz Kitty on the TV. I removed the stacks of books to then put them here. And then those boxes of books that were there, I now have at the bottom of my stairs outside with a sign that says free books. So whatever is left at the end of the day is just gonna be donated because I just can't. I can't have stacks of books in my place anymore. Or I can't have boxes of books in my place anymore. It's driving my brain crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna shower. It has been hours. It is after 4 o'clock now, and I have been cleaning since I woke up. I feel like I haven't stopped. It's like 4 hours of tidying and cleaning, and I got my clothes all organized because there's no longer shit on the floor. I didn't even say happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. No longer shit on the floor. I even washed my floors, which started as a day of, oh, I'm just gonna tidy, get the pile of clothes off my floor, turned into, let me actually clean. Good things all around. Anyways, I've listened to 3 episodes of writing about dragons and shit because I'm behind. I need to catch up. It's been a good day so far. I'm going to Mom and Dad's for soup later, around 5:30, a little later than usual. So I have just about an hour. But first I'm gonna shower because I feel gross and I'm very warm and sweaty, but clean apartment. The mirror, no smudges. We love. Belly. Hello. Hi. Who are you barking at? What were you barking at? Hello, sweet girl. Hi. Hello. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Hello friends, happy Monday. It is officially the end of the weekend, start of another week. I'm eating an orange and I've put the peel in an empty chip bag. That's kind of where I'm at. I have just about 2 hours until I'm going on with Erin M. Evans and Trevor Bettis to record an episode of Writing About Dragons and Shit. I am trying not to lose my mind a little bit. I'm so excited. I just have to keep reminding myself that I have done like podcasty like things before. I've really enjoyed it each time. Like I ran a fucking panel back last weekend or the weekend before at the HearthCon. I've done this before. It's not that different. I've talked to cool authors before. This is gonna be so fun though. I'm so happy. But yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. I am going to also attempt to finish, because I have like 2 hours, as I said. I'm gonna try and see if I can finish, or at least get another good chunk done of Blood of the Old Kings, which I started last night. I made it to the halfway mark, just about. And I think I have under 2 hours left on the audiobook, so it would be perfect to just polish this off and get it done. So we're gonna see if I can do that. Thoughts on this so far? I'm very intrigued by each of the storylines. I don't really know where anyone's is going. I don't know. There's 3 main POVs. We have Lauren, who is this woman who's basically gone to this dragon and pledged that she will become king, essentially, to like free this kingdom from the rule or the tyrannical rule or whatever's happening. And the dragon agreed, took one of her eyes, and in return has basically given her like these really interesting powers and a sword made out of a fang of his. So we have one POV with her as she's making her way towards the kingdom and meeting up with more people who are on her side and like kind of gathering forces essentially. And then we have a sorcerer in here, and in this world, sorcerers are essentially just trained to then be batteries, power generators in their death. So she is not having that. She really doesn't want that to be her life, to just turn into a battery essentially to power different things. She, at the beginning of this book, starts hearing this voice in her head, or has been hearing this voice in her head for a little while, of a dead sorcerer. And he helps her escape, which is kind of cool. And now she's on the run. And there is a third POV whose name is Kane, and he is kind of like a vigilante, pure heart, pure hero kind of person who is trying to figure out more details about the death of this woman that he was friends with, lovers. I don't know. He seems to be absolutely in love with her, but then keeps saying that he was never her lover. So I don't know what's going on there, truthfully. But this woman showed up dead, and he's trying to get to the bottom of it. He's also now tied with Ariane, the sorcerer, because he's going to help her escape the city, essentially. So there's a lot of different, like, intriguing things going on. I will say the writing style is not my favorite. It's quite plain, very straightforward. It's very easy to read. So if you are looking for a high fantasy that's quite easy to read, pick this up. But I think that's one, due to the translation, because it is a translation. A lot of times translated books will be not simplified, but they'll just be a little bit drier because the original intent in the original language is not coming through in the translation, right? So this is translated from Korean, and I wish I knew Korean to be able to read the original version so that I'd get like the prose and all that kind of stuff the way it was meant to be. The translation is a little dry, but it's not bad, I will say. The writing is not like bad or anything. It's just not quite my favorite thing. Like there's something that's not driving with me perfectly. That's just me and my brain. So anyways, but yeah, I think I'm gonna try and tackle this now. I just watched an episode of Criminal Minds, and now I'm like, I should probably read. So I'm gonna read. I think I'm gonna try finish this today ahead of the podcast so that I can do that. This vlog has already been completely edited, other than this clip now, because I did that today. My first student didn't come today, so I stayed home like an extra half hour and got as much editing done as I could. So great, great things. Let's see if I can do this, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. Hello, friends. It is officially the end of the vlog. It's technically Tuesday because it's 1 a.m., but y'all, oh, I'm never gonna stop smiling. Oh my god. The episode comes out on Wednesday, so you guys better go fucking listen to it. For me. And also because the podcast Writing About Dragons and Shit is so fantastic. That was so fun. Anyways, that is my feeling on that. I need to finish editing this vlog and get it up for you guys now. But yes, my friends, what a weekend. What a fucking weekend. Oh my god. Oh, I also finished Blood of the Old Kings right before right before we went on, I timed perfectly. Finished this. The finished book is over there on the floor. I didn't pick it up from when it dropped, but this wasn't bad. This was actually pretty good. I think this feels very much like the very, very beginning of a fantasy book to me. Like, it feels like just the tip of the iceberg. It kind of feels like what Black Sun felt like for me when I first read that by Rebecca Roanhorse. It's like, oh, like this is definitely the beginning of something. This is what I was having a conversation with Julie earlier, where she was saying that she was disappointed when she found out that a book that she read recently was actually a series, not just a standalone, because it worked so well as a standalone. And it's this one thing that, like, technically, when you're writing a series or writing a book, you should write the first one to stand really well on its own, just in case you don't sell the other ones, right? So that it can stand on its own. But sometimes you get, especially in today's day and age, when you sell a book series, because usually you're going to be selling a series over like one singular book, you've sold a series. So you're like, well, I have the leeway to now write a series. And so you get books kind of like this, where it very much sets up to be a series. Like, you can't just read this book to get the whole story. You need the next ones. And I have such a love-hate relationship with books that are like that, because one, it makes me want to read the next book to see where the story is going. And I really, really like that. But also because I know, like, I love the way stories stand on their own, especially when they're written in a series. Like, oh, like the first book could easily stand on its own. I don't know. I have conflicting thoughts about that, but this was definitely good. The ending definitely kind of took my breath away in different ways, and it was very interesting. So, but again, it felt kind of like when I read Black Sun, this is giving me a very similar feeling of like, okay, I just need the next one to figure things out, even though I haven't read the next one in Black Sun yet, because I keep not doing it. I really need to. I need to finish that friggin' trilogy. But yeah, finish this today. Don't know what I'm going to rate it. Probably between a 3.5 and a 4 star. Right around there. It's not anything like super special to me. It's not anything like groundbreaking. It did give me a little bit of a feeling of some aspects kind of reminded me of Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. Some aspects reminded me of Poppy War, just little things like that, which is kind of interesting to see that all tied up in a fantasy novel. It was a little different. It was a little spicy and interesting. I do think that it would have been even better if each of the storylines had been given 100 more pages to really go into the storylines, because one of the storylines, Lauren's storyline, it was just so fucking fast. Like, we could have spent so much time in her storylines, because she kept like getting the thing from the dragon and then meeting her people and then fighting people and killing people, killing people, and then deciding that she was going to turn herself in, and then, oh no, actually I'm good. I'm gonna fight. Like, it was very like, all these decisions were made, even though I assume it was supposed to be over weeks and weeks and weeks of her time and traveling and stuff, because she wasn't obviously like teleporting places. So that was one issue that I had. Lauren's storyline was too fast. And I wish we could sit in it more and sat in it kind of like we do with She Who Became the Sun, with Ju from that. I really wish we had gotten more of a slower build with Lauren's storyline. And then I really don't understand the magic. The magic is kind of Deus Ex Machina-y for me. It's very like, oh, like magic can kind of do anything. And I'm just like, what are the rules though? Because I'm a very big rules lawyer when it comes to magic. But anyways, I finished it right before going on to the podcast, and the podcast was so much fucking fun. You guys gotta go listen to it. Trevor's going to have it up on Wednesday. It's going to be fantastic. If you haven't yet, go read Empire of Exiles by Erin M. Evans. It's so fucking good, okay? And the fact that I'm going to be on a book club with them and like discussing it is giving me an excuse to reread this book for a 4th time. I'm very excited to do it though. Like, I'm going to do it where I like read just the chunks that we do every week right before, so I'm gonna like really draw it out and like get all the information from Erin and all this. I'm so excited about reading it this way, and the fact that like I was excited about joining in on the book club just as a listener. The fact that I get to be one of the people who's talking, I'm so excited. Anyways, I should not be that loud. It is 1 a.m. Anyways, my beautiful friends, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. What a weekend. Read 2 books. I rated A Sorceress Comes to Call 4 stars by T. Kingfisher. I enjoyed it. If you're looking for something I don't even know how to recommend that book. I think I explained it pretty much in this video, like a gothic-y, Jane Austen-y type of fantasy thing. Pick it up. Check trigger warnings first, though, because there's a lot of child abuse in there, and abusive mothers is something. So definitely check that out. But yeah, and also check out Blood of the Old Kings, because I think it's definitely an interesting book, and I think people will really quite like it for many different aspects that are introduced in it. So definitely go check that out. But yeah, my friends, get ready for the episode on Wednesday. And follow me on my socials because I will be promoting it. And I'll catch you in another video very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.